Yeah, This is Stone. Builder rejected. Niggas neglected. Tell me, how could you build without me? Niggas ain't keeping my name inside they mouth, no mouthpiece. I only use it as motivation whenever you doubt me. Niggas that's usually the brokest in the room, the loudest. They calling me Scottie Pippen, how this nigga be dishing. Keeping the place and keeping the bait just like a nigga fishing. Setting the pace and setting the sights, this nigga never missing. I'm with a baddie, smoking your ashes while we reminiscing. Yeah. If they come in with questions, I'm pleading the fifth. I bought up my emotions, I'm shrinking the fifth. I popped me 2 Zans and I hopped in the whip. Boy, I'm so blessed, I ain't dead in the ditch. You see on my deck, I got out of the dugout. I'm fucking that bitch and the guts will get dug out. Like pushing the shovel, when push come to shove, I ain't leaving my huddle, I ain't leaving my team.
We are here with Hunnid James. You can definitely introduce yourself and just tell us all about who you are and what you do.
All right. Well, like she said, my name is Hunnid James. I make music, specifically I rap. It's really it for right now. You know, just graduated, so now I can say I'm a college grad.
And so definitely get into, how did you find your talent, like your ability to be able to do what you do?
When I was younger, I got an older brother. He's 9 years older than me. So when I was younger, my older brother was really into music, making music. It was like his life. So by default, music was my life because like I looked up to him. He was an influence. So when he was younger, he would always get like the brand new CDs, because he's older. That's when they was listening to CDs. They couldn't download nothing and stuff like that. So when he started making music, he had like a whole studio set up in his room. I remember like just going in there, like watching him. His friends would come and record, da da da. I still like have some of his like early songs. And so then, I started getting into music that way. And then I would kind of like write little raps here and there. But when you're younger, they're like corny or whatever. Middle school, I started like writing a little bit more, but kind of stopped. And in high school, I just like stopped until this one guy, my senior year, he was a self-proclaimed rapper, and we never heard him like actually spit. And so then one day he was just rapping. I'm like, yo, like this dude's trash. I told my friend that I was like, yo, like I'm better than him. He was like, all right, let me hear some. So I like freestyle something. He was like, oh yeah, that's not bad. So I was in an English class. Every single Friday we would have a freestyle Friday where basically you just write in your composition. You can draw, write, whatever. So every Friday I would just literally just freestyle and then read it to the class. And so then it got like so popular where like other people would like try to write raps, to pit against mine or whatever. And then that's kind of what started when I started like really writing heavily. And then when I went to Denison, you probably remember freshman year, I was just like joking around telling everybody, yeah, I'm gonna drop a mixtape. And then finally, like some people were just like, all right, like when's this dropping? And I was like, oh shit, I guess I actually got to do it. So then that's when I started recording. I went down to Mulberry, didn't know how to work nothing, started recording or whatever, and then dropped my little mixtape, whatever, transitions. And then that's when I started really taking it serious. And then me and Evan, we started shout out Evan. We started chilling more and we became close. And then he was always in the studio with me. And I was like, yo, you might as well rap too. And then that's how like we ended up rapping together. And then we just took it serious. And then I just literally been working on my craft since then.
Actually, you can talk about that. What's your rap style? What do you rap about? Where does that come from within? Tell us about that.
Yeah, I would say my rap style is like lyrical hip hop, but not like cliche, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of like lyrical gets the rep that it's like corny or whatever. And I try to kind of blend that style with like, I listen to a lot of trap music. Like I love trap music, but that's just not me. That's not who I am. I'm not out here doing what they do. So I'm like, okay, I can find a way to blend that sound with my personality and what I grew up on. I grew up on hip hop. So like I used to hate trap music. I only listened to like boom bap, all of that. And then finally, like now I enjoy it and love that shit. But I grew up on like 90s rap, Kanye. Like Graduation was like the first album I like really listened to every song in and out. Fell in love with hip hop through Kanye's Graduation album. Jay-Z, Kendrick, of course. Like my 2 favorite rappers are J. Cole and Big Crit, and they're all like lyrical rappers. And so like that's where my influence comes from. But I love rappers like Lil Baby, you know what I'm saying? Gunna, Moneybag Yo, because like first of all, like Lil Baby is crazy. Like he just goes off on every song. Gunna like so melodic, so smooth. Moneybag Yo, he be coming like with the flow bars. Same thing with like the Baby. You know what I'm saying? And so like I respect that, but I'm just like also I don't make music like them. So I'm like, how can I blend what I like to hear and what I like to do? So that's kind of where my style comes from.
Like, what makes you so eager to write the next write the next, work that you're
Bro,
doing?
it can be different things. I may hear a song and that song's so good, yo, like this makes me just want to rap. Not like I want to do something better. It just gets me inspired. You know what I'm saying? That usually happens like when I listen to J. Cole. Actually, sometimes I can't listen to J. Cole because he makes me want to stop rapping because he's too good. I'm just like, damn, all right. But I listened to it and I was like, yo, like this joint was just crazy. Went in the stew and wrote something. Other times I may just find a beat and just be like, all right, let's see what's up. What can I do? You know, sometimes it's hit or miss. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of throwaway songs.
What's that process like?
It for real, it just all depends. The other day, me and my bro, we were trying to find beats, and we found beats, but it was just like we ain't know what to do with them. Sometimes like I'll just freestyle to it. So like literally, I just kind of freestyled and said some shit, and I was like, oh, hold up, and I looked at him. He was like, yeah, that's tough. And I'm like, all right, bet, let's do it. And we'll go off of that. I usually don't like if I think of a bar or two, I'll write them down. But I usually like don't write and then put that to a beat. I'll write to a beat because I feel like that's how the songs come out better that way. So yeah, usually it's just like really if I have an idea also. If I want to talk about something specific, then it's like, okay, let me find a beat that kind of matches that vibe. If I want to talk about something serious, I'm not gonna like look up a happy type beat. You know what I'm saying? Something like a little bit more serious.
So, how did you come up with your rap name? What was that process like?
So I used to go by Hundo, um, which actually this is a good question because I feel like this is like one of the hardest parts about becoming an artist, like picking a good name. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So of course, my name's Hunter, so I was like Hundo. That's perfect. And then it was last semester actually. I was just like, you know what? I don't really like Hundo. I feel like it's childish, I guess. And maybe that's just because like I remember when I first started, like this Hundo, everybody Hundo. And so then I was like, I kind of just like the way my name flows. Like my name's Hunter James Lewis, which has changed Hunter to Hunnid. So it kind of keeps the same aspect of Hundo, and also always keep it a Hunnid. So just Hunter James. That actually kind of roots from Kendrick Lamar. He used to go by like K Dot. He was like, I want to use my real name. Even like J Cole, and I'm just like, yeah, nah, I fuck with that. Like I want to be true to myself too. So
Like, what do you want people to know about your music? What do you want people to take away from your music?
really that's all subjective. You know what I'm saying? Like one person may hear something and get something totally different, but I know like with my music, I want at least people to get not a lesson because I'm not out here trying to preach shit, but like I do talk about real shit. So I want to give people substance, but also give people some fun shit too. Because everybody think if you make music with substance, that's the only thing you can do. Like nah, man, everybody has layers. You know what I'm saying? You're able to be serious but also have fun. So I want people to feel that when they make my music. So I want them to hear a song and then the next song I don't want them to think it's gonna be the same as the last. I want them to think like, oh shit, he doing something different or what is he gonna come with?
Like, when was the time you failed and how did you deal with that?
Shoot, man, I've failed so much at Denison. All it did was just make me go harder for real, for real. Like I literally remember just performing and nobody doing nothing, just sitting there looking unamused. You know what I'm saying? Looking like, why the fuck is this nigga on stage? Somebody else come up and perform, they going crazy. You know what I'm saying? That hurts, especially like me. I put time and craft. Like I was like skipping classes, not writing papers, just to go to the studio and record. You know what I'm saying? Like I was literally like skipping the gym. And you know how I am about like working out just to go record, staying up until 3 a.m. just being in the studio just to get a verse right. And then for me to perform and niggas just looking at me like, why are you doing this? Shit hurt. But every time that would happen, I would literally go to the stoop right afterwards or go back to my room and just write. I'm like, man, I had a look. I was like, all right, if I'm not giving y'all shit you don't want to hear, then I'm going to make something y'all going to want to hear and have to listen to because I'm too good for y'all to just basically overlook. Any failure that I have, I kind of just think about it, like analyze the situation. And I'm like, fuck it, it's really just fuel for me.
From this conversation about, your entry into this rap industry, what were some of the obstacles that you faced and how did you overcome them?
Yeah, I think the biggest joint was because I mean I'm still starting, you know what I'm saying? So I haven't really came across like any, I guess I would say like major obstacles. But the biggest thing when I first started was I didn't know how to work none of the equipment in the Mulberry studio. And I know that sounds like small, but it's like, well, if you can't turn on a microphone, you can't record. You know what I'm saying? So I remember like just having to rely on people. Yo, bro, can you please come down to the studio, like set it up for me real quick? Everybody, they busy. They got papers. They got homework. They ain't about to come down at 2 a.m. or 11 o'clock at night, whatever, to come turn on a microphone. So like literally just learning the equipment so I don't have to rely on somebody to turn it on for me, to mix and master my shit. Like I'm not waiting for y'all to do that. I'm gonna do it on my own. I'm gonna teach myself, and that's basically what I did.
Last question, like, what do you do this work for, and also what do you want people to take away from our interview with you?
Of course, selfishly, like I do it for myself. But I know I have a gift, and I wanna give it to people. You know what I'm saying? I see how music affects me, and I listen to songs, and I'm just like, man. I go to concerts, and I'm like, yo, like this literally is like a life changing event for me, and I want to be able to be that for people. Like, I think I was put here to help. So however I can help people, whether it's through my music or whether it's through like community service or something, I feel like I need to help. And I'm like, well, since I have a gift with this music, let me help people do this too. I would say a takeaway that I hope people get from this interview is just, you know, I'm definitely hustling. I'm definitely striving. I put a lot of effort into my shit. You know what I'm saying? So I hope whenever you listen to me or hear me, y'all can definitely like hear the time that I put into it and enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? I hope they enjoy my shit. Simple and plain.
Oh, one more question. Did you think the COVID-19 pandemic hit you hard, or were you able to like navigate around it?
As an artist, so it's funny because it was kind of beneficial because like all that free time, I dropped my album. I recorded it pretty fast too, and not saying like I was rushing it. I literally was just down in my basement recording like every single day because I had the free time to. And then in like a span of 2 weeks, I had like 20 songs. And I was just like, yo, I can put together a little tape. I picked my best ones and was just like, all right, let's rock with this. So it's kind of helped me as an artist, but also in a sense, held me back just a little bit because it's like I can't do live performances. So all my promotions have to be on Instagram, have to be through social media, which costs money. And of course, during this pandemic, money is kind of an issue. So it's a lot of my funds, of course, go to like necessities, whatever I need to pay rent or whatever. But then like the funds that I used to have that may go to spending my, like I'll spend my money on rent, and then like the money I have left over, instead of like going out, getting drinks or like buying shoes or something, I'll spend it on my music, or like spend it on promotions for my music. The biggest setback is like not being able to do live shows where I can actually go in front of a crowd of people and then say there's like 1,000 people. If 200 people fuck with me and follow me, that's 200 right there. But now I got to do literally everything through social media.
Well, you heard it.
Yeah, appreciate you for the interview. I hope all is well too, you know?
Yeah, I know. Oh, is there anything we should be looking out for?
Yeah. So me and my brother were dropping a collab tape sometime next year. We're trying to shoot for February. We're like I said, we're taking our time with it because we got songs right now that we could push out, but we're developing a concept tape. So we trying to come out with something that's, you know, I feel like nobody's really doing or even heard before. So we're taking our time with it. So look out for that. It's called Vices. That's our group name. We're also going to have merch. So we're going to be selling shirts and socks too. So sometime during the early months of 2021, definitely look out for that. And then the Instagram is Hunnid_James.
Instagram?
That's where you can catch me. Yeah.
All right, Hunnid4James on Instagram. Follow him. You already know. Support his work. He's doing incredible things. And thank you for coming on. That's our experience.
Thank you.